What's going on, everybody? It's GameUnboxingReviews here, and welcome back to another LEGO Marvel Avengers news update. Now, in this video, I'm going to be showcasing our very first look at Wiccan and Detroit Steel Armor. Now, this is very exciting because, of course, we didn't get to see them at the panel. They showed pictures of Stan Buster and, a bunch of other characters like Crossbones and things like that, but they never showed pictures of Wiccan and Detroit Steel Armor, and I was really wanting to see pictures of those because they sounded like cool characters. But thankfully, I found some pictures online. They're not the best quality, but still, at least we get to look at them because they are pretty cool. And also, I have one more thing to mention at the end of the video, but I'll talk more about that once we get to it. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so before I start talking about these awesome new pictures, I'd just like to mention that I found these images on a user named Marianne Asanuma's Flickr page. Now, this is really great because I've been looking for days since San Diego Comic-Con finished for some videos or some pictures or just anything at all, because I just find it hard to believe, that they showed the Hulk jumping around the city and nobody got their phone out and started recording or taking pictures. I mean, why not? I'm not blaming anyone, obviously, because that's perfectly fine if you didn't want to do that. But I just find it hard to believe that no one in that room did that, because there's quite a lot of people in that room, apparently. But, oh well. Also, an update on that. Arthur has recently confirmed that not only can Hulk jump around the city, he can climb buildings as well. So you can jump and climb and everything. There's really going to be a lot of great ways to get around the city, which is awesome. Anyway, let's get to the Wiccan screenshot. So yes, this is a very cool looking screenshot. Obviously, we can see, I believe, that is in Central Park, the LEGO Marvel Central Park. One thing I've noticed about playing LEGO Marvel Superheroes recently is go to one of the areas that has been screenshotted for LEGO Marvel Avengers and see if you notice anything different. There's different posters in the screenshots, there's different buildings, like there's no Baxter building, obviously. There's apparently no Fisk Tower, there's probably no Daily Bugle or anything like that. There's some very interesting differences. Obviously, this one will probably be more based on the Marvel Cinematic Universe New York, but it's still interesting to see those differences and how, I don't know, I guess it'll make you feel like it's a different city. Also, another thing to mention about hubs, that's not the only hub. There will be other open world hubs besides New York City, because if you know Age of Ultron, they traveled the world quite a bit, so it gives you a rough idea of what you might see, which is really cool. One of the things I love about this figure, though, this figure in particular, is you can tell TT Games have made it. And the reason I say that is because they go so detailed, from the legs to the arms to the body. It's even got a really cool looking cape. I don't know if that's full on red, it looks a little different there, but it looks super cool. It really does. He looks great. He looks like Wiccan. And I think if LEGO actually made a minifigure of this, I don't think it would be as detailed. TT Games always make their figures, that you can't actually buy, they make them better than what LEGO would do, and that's really impressive, and you can definitely see that there, and he just looks awesome. Now, next up, of course, we have Detroit Steel Armor, and this thing is amazing. I mean, just wow, this thing is awesome. One thing to mention in the background, though, not to do with Detroit Steel Armor, is you see that ambulance? It looks like it's got its sirens on, so is that something to do with random crimes? It would be cool if when you're doing random crimes, let's say pedestrians get hurt and you have to help them. Like, I'm not saying he's in the game, but let's say Spider-Man, he can carry civilians. Just like in, the Spider-Man 2 game, and Ultimate Spider-Man, things like that. You carry civilians out of a burning building or something like that. Just seems interesting that ambulance has its sirens on. It's just making me think, but it could be complete rubbish. I could just be talking randomly here, but it would be very cool, and I'm very excited to see what random crimes are going to do for the game, because it's just so cool. The game really has everything: random crimes, suit ups, super jumps, climbing walls, so many cool things in this game. Anyway, Detroit Steel Armor looks amazing, and the reason I say that is because he has everything I was hoping. He has the chainsaw on his arm, he's got the, the huge gun looking thing. It looks really cool. One thing I'm curious of is if he'll be able to get out of this suit, if he'll be able to walk around as Lieutenant Doug Johnson III. That would be really cool. I've been doing a lot of research on this character lately, and I believe he can get out of his suit in the comics. I could be wrong, but I think he can get out of his suit. So if they can do that, that would be great. And the design here is super cool, and I bet this character is really cool to play as in combat as well, because he's got the chainsaw, he's got the gun, he's probably good for close combat and distant combat as well. He just looks so awesome, and I cannot wait to play as him. Alright, so as you can see here, I've brought up this very small image of Stan Buster on top of Stark Tower. Now, there's a few things I want to mention here combined with the overall reason that I'm showing this. So first off, you can see Stan Lee, he's peeking his head out of the Stan Buster suit, which is really cool. Now, this is actually his idle animation. So basically, when you're not playing, he will start just using a typewriter. I think that's brilliant and is very true, you know, to who Stan Lee is. Another thing to mention is Stark Tower. This is Stark Tower. This is clearly the open world. Now, when you're playing through the Avengers, this will stay as Stark Tower. However, once you beat the Avengers, it will turn into Avengers Tower when you see it in the skyline. Now, I asked Arthur Parsons, I said, you know, when you beat the game, will you be able to switch? Will you be able to choose Stark Tower or Avengers Tower whenever you want? And he said there is currently no plans to let you do that. So basically, when you beat the game, I would imagine it would stay as Avengers Tower, which to me is fine because I think that's better anyway. And also, imagine seeing Avengers Tower at nighttime, which brings me to my next point. Now, if you remember from all the screenshots that I showed in the video the other day, they weren't daytime. They were kind of like, they were dawn or something. I can't really remember. They weren't daytime though. And look at this screenshot right here. It's full blue sky, just like the previous game. Now, I might be crazy, but personally, I think there's going to be a day and night cycle. Now, it might not just be a day and night cycle, you know, where it's day and then it turns to night. It could just be optional, like you choose day and night from inside Avengers Tower if you can go inside it or something like that. But honestly, I think that TT Games are pulling out no punches here. You know, they're going all out on this game, and I think, you know, they're going to let you jump around the city and use suit-ups and climb walls and things, so why not add like a day and night cycle where you can play the game, you know, in day and night and dawn and all this. I think that's a brilliant idea, and I think they might be teasing it heavily, because I've noticed some people have been asking on Twitter if you can do that, and I don't think Arthur has really said yes or no. I think he said wait and see. I could be wrong there, so don't quote me on that, but you know, he hasn't really said no, which is really interesting, and it has been a highly requested thing since LEGO Marvel Superheroes. You know, I've been getting messages of people all the time saying, I really wish I could fly around the city at nighttime as Iron Man. And I do too. I think that would be awesome, you know? Imagine just, you know, you're looking over the city in Avengers Tower as Tony Stark. You see, you know, you go outside and you see there's a crime going on. You suit up in the Mark 33 or something like that. You fly down, you go stop the bad guys, and it's nighttime. That would be great fun. So, you know, if they do it, that would be awesome. But if not, then it's not really a loss. But honestly, I doubt the screenshots I showed the other day, I doubt that's the time of the day all the time, because I don't know, I think that would get on some people's nerves. But you know, we'll just have to wait and see. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for this video. I mean, one thing that I found really odd about San Diego Comic-Con for LEGO Marvel Avengers was that we didn't get another trailer. That's what's weird, and you're probably thinking, well, maybe they showed it at the panel. They didn't actually. The one they showed at the panel was the E3 trailer, so maybe they just don't have one ready yet. But that is also a good thing, because if you think about it, maybe it just wasn't ready. Maybe we're going to get it in a few days or next week or something like that. I really hope it's coming soon, because the more we see of this game, the better. Alright guys, so I want to thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for lots more videos real soon, and as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.